introduction by you. Thank you once again. And I am thanking all the participants, all the delegates, in fact, all the colleagues who have joined this program to share our thoughts and experiences. Basically, we all are going to exchange our ideas and thoughts. So, in a way, we all are going to learn from each other. And you all know that now this center is now called MMTTC, Malviya Mission Teachers Training Centers. You must be aware that this center, that the very center is existing for more than 3.5 decades. Means it was this at that time it was called academic staff college. You must be aware of this fact, and it is nothing but the outcome of the last national education policy, and of course subsequently it has been strengthened, and now it has been taken the avatar of MMTTC, and the role and the responsibility of the center has been also enlarged and has been strengthened by introducing a very progressive policy that is called National Education Policy 2020. And you all have been, basically we all have been engaged in pursuit of knowledge, in the sense that to how to generate knowledge, how to basically contribute in the domain of higher education, so that higher education can lead for the progress and development of society, especially our society, our country, in fact. And you also must be aware that this program, the very program, is called NEP orientation and sensitization. Basically, the purpose of this program is to motivate us or to sensitize us. So what about all this? The whole idea is how we can take this responsibility as a teacher in order to teach well or to make research. These are two very important and prominent responsibility I think we all are going to discharge. Taking that thing into the mind, or weave into the mind, you all know that 8 themes have been identified for this particular course. Otherwise, you must be aware that orientation program and their refresher courses and short-term programs have been going on for a long period of time. But it has been well thought that in our own country, if you see the total size or the number of the teachers, means we are estimated to be around 15 lakhs, means 1.5 million teachers are there. So policymakers, government of India has recognized and has acknowledged the strength and what we call the inevitability and the relevance of the teachers. What kind of role we all are playing? Of course, we all are playing, and how our potential are not fully utilized. If our full potential are utilized, country can develop manifold and very rapidly. And we all know pretty well that the relevance and the importance of education. Education is considered to be a very important agent or the vehicle for bringing a lot of transformation in any society. Means education and the health. So, lot emphasis has been given, and you can understand the importance and significance of education in the sense that new policy has been chalked out. Now, new policy has already been implemented. But the whole issue is that how we all are going to shoulder our responsibility in order to implement, in order to facilitate, so that this policy could be implemented in two sense of the term, and rather we can say that in later spirit, so that our country, our higher education system can be taken at the higher pedestal. In this globalized era, we know pretty well that the whole world is interconnected, interconnected or interdependent. No country can keep uh, no country can be kept aloof or isolation. So all countries are interconnected. So how we can take the benefit from each other has become the motto of this 21st century. And we must be also aware of this fact that if you see any challenges or any problems, these problems are global in character. Means it is not only localized, rather it has its the global ramification. So here we need to work in this direction, as an individual, as a conscious citizen of this nation. And now we all are calling, and it is said that if you see the draft, if you see this document of national education policy, it is clearly said that we could play as a global citizen. So we also know pretty well about the Millennium Development Goals. Now that has come into the other way around, that sustainable development goals. Previously, it was 8 goals. Now, in this sustainable development, 17 goals have been fixed. And you all know that with the help of the Millennium Development Goal, that continued for 15 years. So we achieved a lot, but many things are still left. So in order to overcome all these challenges, in order to eradicate poverty, in order to eradicate gender discrimination, in order to fight with the global change or global scenario or the urban city, so many issues are there. So they all are in 17 in number. So every country of the world has promised to eradicate all the to fight out all these evils or the social evils, individually and collectively also. So we as a global citizen have have a lot of responsibility to discharge, so that our higher education, because we all belong to the sector of higher education, taking that wave into the mind, this a specific kind of program has been enacted, has been organized, that is called NEP, orientation or sensitization program. Here it has nothing to do only with our promotion. Rather, everybody should be well aware, and this kind the relevance and the importance of national education policy could be spread, so that everybody could be made aware, and this policy could be implemented in later spirit. And who will basically do this kind of exercise or do this kind of responsibility? So it has been well recognized and well acknowledged that teachers can play a very prominent role. So taking that idea into the mind, I think it has been said that 15 lakh teachers, means 1.5 million teachers, need to be trained, need to be sensitized, need to be motivated as how to work. And this national education policy, which was, when it was in the draft form, it was running into 400 pages. But now it has been concise, or it has been compact to only 64 pages. And all important recommendations have been given there. So I will urge you, and this is one of the responsibility as a resource person, as a speaker, as a colleague of all of yours, that we need to study very deeply, very critically, and very passionately also of this document, so that as a practitioner of education, means we all are the teacher, and our role is multiplier in the society. One at a time, we teach and we impart the training to more than 100 sometimes, but of course 30, 40, 50 students one at a time. And students, the coming generation, is basically the future of this great nation. Here I would like to bring one of the very crucial point to your notice, or to your kind attention, that now we all are saying, and it is the fact that we say that India is a country of youth, or India is a young country, or we also call it as a demographer. Demographer have coined this word that India is a demographic dividend country. So what does it mean actually? And it needs to be explained, so that we could understand the importance of demographic dividend and the youthfulness of this nation. Almost 66 or two-thirds of the population basically falls into the category of the age group of 15 to 35. See, it's a golden chance, means the maximum or majority of the population of our own country falls into the category of the youths. Young means the age range is of only 15 to 35. In economic parlance, it is said that we have tremendous potential for the production, for the development, for the progress of our own country. Any country who is having the demographic dividends. So we basically today belonging to this category means economic dividends, demographic dividends. And you know that very recently we have replaced China in terms of the population. So whenever we talk of population or the growth of population, rapid growth of population, all of a sudden it comes to our mind that it's a liability, or it's not a good kind of thing. But see, if you study some of the demographic theories, we get to know, and you must be agree to some extent, that here now we all are, and demographers say that population or the growth of population per se is not the issue. What is the issue? What is the problem? What is the challenge? Is that how you are managing your population, how you are governing. Means governance is a serious issue. If you will be able to manage our population, I think it will not be uh, adversely affect, it is not going to have the adverse kind of impact on the society. I'm just explaining to you how. See, if we are able to translate this population or convert this population into the human resource, that the age group of 15 to 35, I think we will come into the category of what we call it the assets. This population will become the assets for this nation, because that chunk of the population, or the skilled or the educated population or the human resource, is going to contribute immensely. I'm citing you one example. See, around 18 to 20 million Indians are working not only within the country, but they have left the country and they are working in other society, other countries, and they are remitting, yeah, hugely. Means inflow of the remittances is very very huge in size, or huge in volume. And you all must be aware of this fact. India is the first country, or is has the top position in the world in terms of the receipt of the remittances. Means this country, our country, has left China far behind in terms of the receipt of the remittances. And those who are aware of this fact, that the remittances are very very significant for any country, so is the case of India. So we use these remittances for eradication of poverty, for reducing unemployment. Basically, this is used for the development of the nation, economic development of the nation. So we can reap the benefits of the demographic dividends in that way. So how we can do this? And this could be only done with the help of education, providing education and healthcare, and training and the skills. So now we have a very important department, or the ministry, that is called a skill development. And of course, Ministry of Education is there. So how Ministry of Education and these ministries are going to play a very prominent role in that way. So we will come to that point. So what I was basically wanted to share with you, that if we are going to translate this population, convert this population into the human resource, it is going to have the positive kind of impact. Means we will have the surplus, we will have the assets, and they would be considered the asset economic and the strategic assets for this nation. As you must be also aware of this fact, that our Indian diaspora is now considered to be one of the largest one in the world, and they are contributing to in India's development, India's shining, or what we call it.
Your mic break झालं.
Sorry, now it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah,
सर आपकी
continue.
आवाज नहीं आ रही।
Hello,
Yes, okay,
hello.
voice is coming.
Yeah, I think I will just request our colleagues and the friends to kindly mute your mic in order to improve the audio. I think it will be done. So thank you so much. So what I was basically discussing that we need to reap the benefits of this big chunk or the potential of the population, youth population, and for that we need a good kind of policy. And how the policy could be formulated is formulated, we know pretty well that if we are going to make our research on the basis of our research, on the basis of our findings, I think we can formulate a kind of policy. So when we will proceed further, we will get to know all these things in more details. So here, 8 themes are going to be discussed with all of you. You must be aware of these 8 themes. So what are the themes? Basically, we all are. I don't know whether it has begun today or when. So 8 themes are going to be covered over here. One is Indian knowledge system, holistic and multidisciplinary education, academic leadership, governance and management, student diversity, and inclusive education, and then research and development, to which I am going to focus, and then higher education and society, and ICT, and finally skill development. These 8 themes are going to be discussed here with all of you, and many more speakers are going and they are going to discuss, and these all themes have been deliberately identified. And here it is said that irrespective of the position in the means, those who are senior or those who are young should be given a lot of exposure about this, so that this policy and the crux of this national policy is move will move around these 8 themes. So, and these all themes are interconnected, like multi, and all these themes reinforce each other, one another. You cannot keep all these things separately. So in my deliberation, in my discussion, many things will come which will basically touch upon all these things. So just you give me a minute so that I could now come to the point of our own discussion, that is research, innovation, and development. How research and innovations are basically related to development. These these two these two very connotations, are these two meanings. This research and innovation is basic are basically leading for the development, or basically these are the independent factors which had the impact or positive impact on the development. Means research and development are interrelated to each other. If the quality of research will be better off and will be improved, definitely it is going to have the positive kind of development in any society. So is the case of our own country. And where do we stand in terms of the research? If you see the scenario, it is very grim, it is very pathetic. Let me tell you, it is very poor. And I'm not blaming anyone. Rather, I would like to highlight and I would like to discuss with you that how this systemic problem is there. And if we talk of the higher education as a system, as a subsystem, so many stakeholders are there. When we talk of education, all of a sudden our mind goes and we start blaming to the teachers. So is not the case happen. Basically, here many stakeholders are there. Teacher, of course, is one of them, and then top level management, means vice chancellor, president, and top level, those who are holding the position, and those who are sitting at the pinnacle of top level position, like director. So here, and then middle level functionary like head, deans, and all, and then support staff and the administrative staff. They all are basically the stakeholders of higher ed. Of course, the society is there, but how this systemic issue is there. So I would like to discuss with you as a system. So system, how we can basically improve in the system as a teacher, We need to discuss these things, and how what is expected of other stakeholders. We will as also discuss as a reference. So you give me a minute. So here I'm going to first discuss about the challenges, problems. What are the problems and the challenges to which you all know? But here, my job and responsibility is to sensitize us so that we could be forced and we could at least think in this direction in order to improve. Because as a responsible citizen of this nation, as a global citizen, as a intellectual or intelligentsia of the society, what we all are supposed to do. So we need to just discuss all these things. So you give me a minute so that I could discuss with you with my some of the slides. So just give me a minute. Now it's okay. It is visible. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
Yes, sir.
it's
Yes, sir.
it's visible.
Visible, sir. Visible.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
what I am basically going to discuss with you is research, innovations, and development in higher education institutions. And what are the challenges basically, and what are the possible options? What kind of initiatives have been taken by policymakers and government of
Sir,
India?
sorry to interrupt you. Your screen is
Yeah.
not visible, sir. Your
Oh,
PowerPoint presentation is not yet shared.
oh, I thought that you all are watching. Just you give me a minute.
Yeah, yeah,
If
sir.
a streamline meeting is now streaming, just hold on, please. Just give me a minute. Just you give me a minute.
Yeah, yeah, sir, definitely.
Hmm.
Sir, your
Uh,
screen is visible. Just open your PPT, sir.
okay, okay. I should open my PPT. So I have opened my PPT. Is it visible?
Yeah, yeah, sir. Now it is visible, sir. Can you please make it in PowerPoint mode, sir?
Oh, just a second. Just a second, please. Now it's okay.
Yes, sir. Now it is very okay, sir.
Okay,
Please
thank
Okay,
you
sir.
so
continue, sir.
much. Thank you
Please
so
continue.
much. So now we are depending on technology, heavily depending on technology. Sometimes technology teaches us. But anyhow, I think this technology has made this world a wonderful opportunity also. See what happened during this pandemic period. Had this been technology were not there, so I think we were not able to impart the teaching process in our own to the students. So we teaching was and the education was not much affected as the other sectors. So it is nothing but the magic and what we call it as the relevance and the importance of the technology. See the benefits of this. We all are sitting at our own place and we are exchanging our ideas and we are learning from each other. We are basically, so it is nothing but the innovations and the research outcome of research and innovation to which we all are reaping the benefits. So let me now discuss this concept. As we all know that what is the purpose of education, what is the purpose of research. The research refers to creative work which is undertaken systematically in order to increase the stock of knowledge of individuals, means at the individual level, culture level, and society level. Basically we make research and we our main function of as a teacher is to generate ideas or to generate knowledge or to create some new perspective to look at any issues. So, in a way, it is said that basically the knowledge is applied for the benefit of the humanity, for the benefit to provide peace, to benefit for providing comfort to the society. So, in a broader sense, basically, research or this kind of thing uh, covers the gathering of any data or information or the facts for the advancement of the knowledge. So, with the help as a tool and research as a tools and techniques, basically we generate ideas, we innovate certain things which will be benefited and which is benefiting the society basically. So, this is the very rudimentary and very fundamental kind of, I think, understanding about this. And what is the meaning of innovations basically? We have been innovating. Some society is innovating many things in order to bring basically the role of this innovation as a key pillar of economic growth or growth and improvement in the quality of standard of the living of the people. And this is so just if you see the research and innovations, it's a very good kind of thing. Let me, I'm just putting one value addition that we have reached the level, or the humanity has reached the level of this thing that we all are. And now see, we are thinking that artificial intelligence is going to replace or is going to do a lot of exercise, lot of work, which will again is going to create the transformation in the society. Basically, this is all basically the outcome and the benefit of the research to which we as a human being, as a researcher, as a scientist, as a social scientist, we all are doing. So here it's very important that where do we stand? So we will discuss where do we stand at the global level. We will see to it. We will examine, and what are the issues that has created the impediment in the way of development. We know pretty well that we have been left far behind if you make the comparison in this very globalized era. So many university and colleges are there in our own university. So what is the basically the stumbling block we need to discuss, and then we will move on. So here, this is the fact that India has the capability and potential of spearheading global innovations, as we all are doing. See the people who have left India and they are working in other society in other countries. They have they have proved that they have done the best. Let me tell you, and we know pretty well. So just some time before I discuss, I just told you that how diaspora is shining all over the world, and the number is rising like anything. So you must be wondering and you must be aware of this fact that at the turn of the century, in 1999, India government was also first government was in power at that time, and Atal Bihari Vajpayee was the prime minister of the country at that time. He constituted one committee which was called High Level Committee on Indian Diaspora. And that committee basically was constituted under the leadership of Dr. L.M. Singhvi at that time. And that committee visited almost in all major countries of the world. So at that time, you know, many countries, I think more than the 80, 90 countries have been identified at that time. Over there, significant number of Indians were there, and total size of the Indian diaspora was estimated to be 25 million at that time. And if you see today, I think the number has risen to 32 million. So it's a very huge number. And you all know that how we have reaped the benefits of this diaspora policy, because now we have a very sound and robust diaspora policy that is engaging this Indian diaspora to India's development, India's progress. And every year, Diaspora Day or Parvasi Bharatiya Divas is celebrated. So that is not celebrated only, but how we can work together means diasporic community. Already I told you that they are very, very capable in the sense they have the knowledge, they have the technology, they have the money also. And here is India, which is very fertile ground in the sense that for their investment over here in education, in other sector also, health, education, and other sectors are also very viable. So India said that you come as you all the time imagine that our grandfathers were from India. So here is an India which is welcoming you. Come over here, invest there, and take the benefit of that one. So India is going to be benefited. You will also be benefited. And if India is going to progress and is going to be powerful, your interest, wherever you are, your interest is also going to be protected, because many times in the past racial discrimination and many kind of discussion too has taken place. So India came forward and came as a rescuer of their interest. So here there is a mutual kind of interest. So here why I am saying that it's this age, how we can make the research, how we can have the collaboration, we will discuss this thing. So India has the potential, has the capability. Already I told you that in terms of the population means human resource, and so if we will be able to translate this population into the human resource, I think it will become the big assets for the nation, and they can contribute to the economy and society, not to only India but to the world as well. So here is an opportunity to have the collaboration for research, for innovation in our own academic institutions. So opportunity is enormous. So what are the stumbling blocks we will discuss? So big question is that is emerging. India education support this potential. Now see, we have the potential means population is there, but the system to which we all say that it is one of the largest system in the world is no doubt. But if you see in terms of the quality, there is a serious question mark, there is serious issue. There is a serious issue in this. So let me now discuss this issue, quality of research in our own country. So there's a need to discuss where do we stand actually. So as we all know that India has the third or the first or the second, whatever you say, that is the largest system, third largest system of higher education. But we have, in terms of the quality, there is a serious problem. Education already I have discussed with you, and you must be aware that education is one of the very important agent which can bring a lot of transformation in the society. Means education and the health, these are the two social sectors which have been identified by the social scientists that they can contribute immensely for the progress and development of the society. So let me now come to the point. The quality of education together with access and equity needs attention in order to utilize our demographic potential. Already we have demographic potential, as we say that demographic dividends. So the overall scenario, the quality does not match the global standards, so we have been left far behind. Now there is a question. We have a very progressive, let me tell you, despite all limitation, we have a very progressive and new policy which is called national education policy, which is very dynamic. Let me tell you why I'm just using deliberately, I am using this. Despite we know pretty well there is some limitation of this. Keeping the limitation aside, whatever the positive points in this national policy is having, we can take the benefit of that one. So there's a need or urgency for improving the quality of our country's educational institutions. So do you know the size of the? I'm just giving you some facts and the figure before going further. And why I'm stating all these facts, so that as a researcher, as a scientist, as an intellectual, as an good academicians, you all are dynamic enough, energetic enough. So I'm just highlighting, I'm just pondering over that at the time of independence or just after independence in 50s, only 500 colleges were there, 5 to 600 colleges were there, and 20 or 28 universities were existing in 50 51. And if you see the total size of the university today, including the private university, it has risen to 1100 universities are existing in our own country. And if you see the number of the total colleges, higher education institutions, colleges, it is running into 50,000, 45 to 50,000 colleges are there. So you must be wondering, and you must be very happy that we have made a spectacular progress in this area. Means in terms of the in terms of the number also. For the last 75 years, it is nothing but the outcome of the 75 years. Of course, we have arithmetically speaking, in absolute sense, we have made progress. Is a spectacular. But if you see the requirement or the need of the society, need of the nation, again we stand nowhere. Means again I am just presenting some of the statistical facts and the figures before you. 20 years down the line, before, the total gross enrollment, higher education gross enrollment ratio in our country was estimated to be around 8 to 12 it was percent. And if you see the total, if you see the gross enrollment ratio of today, it is now said that 26%, 25 to 26%. And here again, I would like to bring to your notice that in this national education policy, it is clearly said that we need to make the gross enrollment ratio to 50%. See, 25, 26, just we need to make it double by 2035, which is not far ahead. Hardly 12 or 13 years are left. See the progress of this 75 years. We have reached the level of 26% or 25%. Now we are saying that by 2035, we need to make it double. So it's a very, it seems to be impossible, it seems to be Herculean task. And tasks should be bigger one, according to my viewpoints. So why I am highlighting this? So here already I told you and I share with you that quality is a greatest concern. Means quality means poor quality or poor facilities, poor infrastructure is a serious concern in our higher education institution or in higher education system in our own country. Here now the other challenge which has come again in a very big way is the quantity or the access to education. Means now we have fixed the target to achieve to 50%, that too within 13 or 14 years. So how we are going to do it? Why I'm highlighting? So that we as a researcher, as a scientist, come with our own idea how that could be achieved. If not, why? If yes, how? So we need to walk in this direction. So the whole idea is that we have the potential. So what kind of policy we are going to make? What kind of policy we are having today in order to address all the challenges is a bigger one. So let me now come to the, I think these four, I think 6 points I need to discuss with you in details. Of course, you all know it. You know more than what I know. That I also know. But again, in order to sensitize to all of us, it becomes important to bring to your kind notice issues of inadequacies. Under the rubric of this, I have just would like to highlight 6 points. Inadequate infrastructure facilities. Already I have highlighted 1100 universities and 1100 universities plus, and then 40, 45 to 50,000 colleges are there. But if you see,
Calculation মানে আমি ইউনিটকে কাশি না
Can I
एकदम
request
नंबर माहित.
our colleagues? Can
काय
I
तुम्ही
request my
तुमच्या
friends
लॅपटॉप खाली टाकली
to
की गाडी
kindly
खाली
unmute,
टाकली?
mute your mic, please?
नाही नाही, गड्ड्यात गिड्ड्यात नाही टाकली. रिव्हर्स गाडी घेत होतो. काका एवढ्या जोरात चिल्लावले. ओय म्हणून. आज जे कोणी आहे, ओय
Very
म्हणून.
interesting.
कोणी-
I think. Can I request?
चार खाली होता.
Can I
एकदा
request
तर
my friends?
गाडी अंदर थोडी गेली. जोपर्यंत दोन
Can
चाकांवर
I
नाही राहत.
request my friend to mute your mic,
समोरून राहा,
please?
समोरून. इथं नाही का
We
माती
all
आहे.
are listening to you. We all are.
अरे हो, डायरेक्ट आहे. हो माहित. आम्हाला नाही का हे आयटम लईच जबरदस्त भेटला पण. बाजूनं पार्क. मामान डायरेक्ट तिथून खोलून ठेवायला पाहिजे. ते दरवाजाच
Hello. Hello.
घरात
Hello. Hello.
अमोल जी हो गए
Hello. Hello. Hello.
सर
Hello.
he muted his mic. You can proceed.
Yes, sir,
Okay,
it's
okay,
okay now.
okay. I think it's very interesting, It is, the version of online programs, I know that you all are listening to me. So this kind of thing happens everywhere, wherever we discuss. So let me now come to the main point of discussion. Inadequate infrastructure facilities you all are facing, you all are experiencing. What kind of infrastructure we are having, and how it needs to be addressed very urgently, very prominently, if we are really interested to improve the quality of research, if we are really interested to improve the teaching pedagogy, means teaching process or the teaching, how we are going to make. Sometimes it becomes very, very important that one at a time, what happens actually. See, here faculty crunch, then low enrollment ratio, overcrowded classroom, gender and ethnic imbalances, and very low percentage of research. So these all issues, these all challenges are interconnected to each other. Inadequate means very insufficient and very poor infrastructure facilities are there. So we can, or anybody can blame the poor quality of research is happening or is there due to these poor facilities. See, if you go to your college, to your university, your means me, our or anyone, I think there's a lot of differentiation. See, 1100 universities are there, but in terms of the availability of resources or the infrastructure, lot differentiation is there. There are some colleges, there are some universities, they are extremely poor, not possible. Academic culture is completely missing. Research, you cannot do it. And you need to take a number of classes. You need to, I think, maximum class you can take, there's a limit to that. But due to the shortage of faculty, your principal, your boss, or somebody is saying that you need to take in place of 2 classes, you are taking 4 classes, one ATA. So it becomes impossible for you, for me, for anybody to undertake the research activity, which is rather more important, at least not more important than, at least we will agree that at least equal importance should be given and equal important. So if you are not able to spare the time for preparing your task, for preparing your course before going to the class, I think you or me or nobody will deliver the best. So our lecture cannot be impactful, or it is not going to have the positive impact in the class. So time is the very consideration, in the sense in terms of the faculty crunch, shortage of the faculty, and many times it has been come to the paper that in a particular university, in a particular state, 40%, 50% seats or the positions, faculty positions are vacant. So this is the structural issue. This is the structural problem. How we are going to take it means, as an individual, as a when I talk to this issue, I think even beforehand I told you that we need to discuss all these challenges as systemic issue. Then we will be able, once we identify the issue, so collective together means all these stakeholders can address this issue, and this issue could be at least reduced to the extent possible. So faculty crunch, faculty shortage. So lot of ifs and buts are there. Some administrative issues, some sort of issues are there. Due to that very reasons, a particular faculty in a particular university, people are or the incumbent or the potential candidates are not appointed. Sometimes you must be wondering. We have seen, we have experienced that in this country there's no many, I mean, for one position, two positions, more than 100 candidates put their application, they apply for that. And on the other hand, it is written that NFS, no, none found suitable. So irony is this. So how we are going to tackle this irony is again a very question mark. Unless until we are going to address these kind of practical issues or these structural issues, we will not be able to improve, we will not be able to bring qualitative research or qualitative teaching, and in a way development will be stopped, as this is the fact that uh, status of education, more specifically the higher education, depends on the development, means the, the development of any society, so in the case of India, depends on the quality of research, quality of teaching. Everything depends on education when we talk of this. So that must be addressed. And why I am discussing, you must be wondering why I am discussing this, so that we as a researcher can do something as an individual, and we can do it, and many people are doing. So how we can take the motivation and passion so that we can at least in this very adverse situation, even we are able to contribute something. So low enrollment ratio, you all know that in the higher education already. I told you that we are, and due to that very reason, it is said that what we call it low enrollment ratio. So how gross enrollment ratio could be enhanced? Not only this, for PhD, for research, I think the ratio is very minimal, minimal. And you all know, unless until we give incentive like 8,000, 10,000 is nothing. Even in this pandemic, it was stopped. So it was not considered to be very important or priority area. So here again, these faculty crunch or the faculty shortage or inadequate infrastructural facilities need to be addressed very urgently. And for that, we need to highlight all these issues in the very positive way, or in the very systematic way, or in the objective way, so that it could be recommended, or it could be taken into the policy formulation for further improvement, for further kind of exercise. So low enrollment ratio again is a very relating to that one. When you reach the level of masters, what happens actually? The problem becomes very pertinent that you need to you need to you don't need to take the money from home. Nobody is going to help you out. So if in education system some sort of incentive would be created, as like for PhD, undertaking PhD, 8,000, so that should be taken very prominently, and that should be highlight enhanced to the reasonable level. So this is very important. Overcrowded classroom. Here, just I would like to bring one of the important facts or the findings that, and you must be, you can exercise, you can experience that. If the size of your class is going to increase, or going to overshadow of more than 30 to 40 students one at a time, I think it will become the crowd in the sense that crowd behavior, you all be aware that what is the crowd behavior. So 30 to 25, 25 to 30, if your size of the class is like that, then you will be able to manage the class very effectively. For effective teaching, I think we need to do this kind of exercise, and we should stick to that one. I think then good kind of situation or effective teaching is possible. The fourth point which I would like to discuss with you is gender and ethnic imbalances. How this issue could be addressed again is a very, when we talk of India, almost 48 59 or 50% women constitute, means the total population, their contribution is almost 49 to 50%. But if you see their purchase either in academics or at the top level position or in the administration, everywhere I think they are lopsided, they are grossly underrepresented. So it means we are not able to address these challenges. Means how we are going to make the class, how we are going to make the education at least a gender sensitive. Means when we are able to make the gender sensitive society or gender sensitive class, I think to a larger extent we will be able to address this challenge. Not only this, the problem is not only relating to ethnicity or the even urban rural. The people are, you all, you know that India is a country of villages. Majority of the people live in the rural areas. They live in the rural area, so they are not able to send their children to the urban located. So whatever the universities and the colleges are there, they all are located at the urban area or the cities location. So poor people, village people are not able to send their children. So how we are going to make the education, which would be called inclusive education or inclusive policy, has become the need of the day. Unless until we make this system or our policy inclusive, we are not going to just increase. We are not going to serve the purpose just by increasing the ratio of gross enrollment ratio from 26 to 50%. We need to walk in this direction. We need to see the problem within that. So is very, very important. So or if you discuss all these challenges in the very systematic manner, why I have highlighted, why I have shared this concern with all of you. You all are the intellectual, you all are the teacher. So how we are all going to make our research? The whole idea of doing this kind of exercise is to sensitize you that how we, only by saying is not going to serve the purpose. Even not much research has been done in this area, how to tackle the low enrollment ratio, and what can, only by blaming a particular stakeholder or particular government or particular kind of thing is not going to serve the purpose. We all are the part and parcel of each and everything. Sometimes it is, if the quality of education is not good, categorically it is said that it is nothing but the responsibility of the teacher, and teachers should be held accountable. So it's not the case happen. I think we are one of the stakeholders, we are one of the individuals. So many more individuals, many other groups are also should be held responsible. And if we work together as an administrator, as an academic, as a support staff, as an administrative staff, in a very collective effort, then we will be able to resolve this this problem. So, only by saying 40%, 50%, what are the reasons? What are the impediments? What are the issues basically uh, which have created the problem is in this direction. So here my point of discussion with all of you is how we as a faculty can take these tasks to understand or to present this perspective before the policymakers in the very positive way, in a scientific manner. Then the culture of research can prevail. Means whenever we talk of the university or the college, if you see very minutely, I think research culture, academic culture, teaching culture is missing. So how we can bring the culture of research, how we can bring the culture of academics, then I think it will be possible to address this challenge, address this issue in a very prominent manner. So already I have discussed this thing. There's a demand, there's a growth in demand for higher education. Means we cannot stop. Already we all know that. These how these universities are spread. I am just giving you one example. In 2009, government of India, central government, uh, formulated one policy to establish the central university, and it was identified that those states, those Indian states which did not have any kind of central university, would have at least one central university. 2009 Act of Parliament, through that it was passed. So I'm just seeing, see, like Himachal Pradesh was not having, even Bihar was not having, many more states were not having. Unlike Uttar Pradesh, even in Uttar Pradesh, many universities, two or three central universities were there. But in Bihar, no university, central university was. So one university was established, that is Central University. Now, it took, see, in 2009, see the length and the year, how many years have passed so far. Now that has now, even it is not established. So it took a lot of time. So what I wanted to share with you that in the very act, it was said that that university, central university, which would be established in the remote areas or the rural areas, so that that area could be developed as a city due to the university. It happened. But that university, on paper, it was established in the rural area, but the vice chancellor all the time remained in Patna, all the time in over there, many universities were. So my point is that how we are, how passionate and how uh, honest we are in order to make this any kind of policy into the reality is a very serious issue. See this all. If you see the last national policy, many policies which were, let me tell you, very good, but it was not implemented. It was partially implemented. So what will happen to this, to this policy? Again, it remains a issue. So here, government is serious that that should be implemented in total. But here, the role of the teacher is recognized to be very prominent. So the whole idea to which I am just sharing with you all that what as a intellectual, what as a teacher can do, so that this policy could be, this country could take the benefit of this policy to the extent possible. So already I have highlighted this as a point of discussion, is that 15 blacks means 1.5 million teachers are there. So now let me now highlight some of the very, again, statistical facts. So whenever as a teacher, we must discuss all these things with the facts and the figures. So here India's total pop already I have is estimated to be zero point 0.1 billion today. And see the case of research in our own country and what is basically the best practices which are found in other countries. Let us have. So there were only 216 researchers per million population in 2015. Situation has not changed much. So see, 216. So not even 250. And what basically invest in research is 0.69 or 62% of our GDP is basically going. And here I would like to bring to your notice is very, very important. Three national policies have been implemented in order to bring a transformative change in the society. I am sure that you all are listening to me. आप सब सुन रहे हैं?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes, sir.
So I
Yes,
am
sir.
just highlighting all these facts so that we as a researcher can pursue our research taking these statistical facts. So here just see, uh, in the first national education policy, it was said or it was recommended that 6% of the GDP would go for education as a whole. Let me tell you. And unfortunately, it didn't take off. It was not the attention of anyone. And what happened in 1986? Again, 6% of the GDP was reiterated and nothing happened. And right now, again in 2020, it is said that 6% of the GDP would go for education, and for higher education, even not 0.6%, not 0.5% is earmarked for higher education, even not 1%. So issue is this. So taking that issue into the mind, again come to the point, see what is happening around the world is very, very important. And if you see the gross in GDP, percentage of GDP, South Korea spends 8%, Malaysia 10%, and leaving all these European and North American countries. See the case of even in our own South Korea, Malaysia, and many more countries. I think it's a very interesting one. And do you know, right now, even we are not able to spend 2.9 or 2.8%. We are spending our GDP for education as a whole. It was just hovering around 3, just plus, just minus. So now we have come down to even not below 3%. So the my point of discussion over here is that 0.6% of the GDP is earmarked or is being spent for research. So what would be the scenario? So what is basically the happening around the world is France spends 2.2% of its GDP on research. United States, USA, 2.7%. And if you see the Germany, 3% of the GDP is being spent by Germany and 2.8% by other countries, I think some Netherlands or some European countries. So the whole point is that where do we stand? If you see the point of China, because which is our considered to be the competitor, China invests more than 2.1% of GDP on research and has 1,1200 researchers per million population. See our situation, 216 researchers per million, and here 1,000, just almost 5 times more than what we are having. So our expenditure is not 4%, just 3%. It is just hovering around. So why I am narrating this state, not to other purpose, but how we can become sensitive, how we can sensitize ourselves, so that we could work in this direction and impress upon the policymakers or some other stakeholders that here is a country, and we all know, we all must agree, and we all should agree that the best practices wherever it is taking place, that must be inculcated, that must be taken, that must be cultivated, that must be followed, that must be taken, that must be by any country. So this is the very grimy picture of research status in our own country in terms of the money, in terms of fund. So we will see to it. We are just narrating, we are discussing all these challenges. So let us now proceed. Already we have talked about in India about 1,61,000 students were enrolled in PhD programs in 2018. Very 0.5%. And here we are talking that we need to enhance the culture of research. So how can be done? And the problem is that even in terms of the quantity, whatever the research we are having in our own country is not insightful, not productive. Let me tell you, not productive. So it is nothing but just the replication and a replication and just copy of somewhere else. And I think 10 years before, 2 3 years before, University Grants Commission constituted a committee. The purpose of that committee to review the PhD thesis of the last 10 years. See the scenario, and the result was very alarming, the result was very pathetic. So why we all are discussing, so that when we understand our shortcomings, when we will be able to understand our shortcomings, definitely we will try to improve upon, and we can improve our situation to the extent possible. This is the size of total students who enroll in university, college, and institute and were pursuing undergraduate and postgraduate programs. And why I think I will discuss with you, and again I will urging you to read this national education policy, because uh, this is the very dynamic, in the sense that now it is clearly said that our educational institutions need to be interdisciplinary education or multidisciplinary education by 2035. So there is a separate theme on this. That's why I'm not discussing all these things. But when it will be discussed with you, I think you can get to know much more about that one. So here it's very important. The policy makers have been aware of the dismal or the pathetic situation of the research in our own country. Time and again, questions have been raised on the quality and authenticity of the research output in our own country. And here I would like to bring to your notice that maximum discoveries or inventions have taken place in the university system in the West. But unfortunately, if you see, the contribution by the university and the college is not encouraging. So this national education policy has envisaged, has promised, is going to inspire us, is going to inspire all of us as how to contribute very freely. So when the teacher, many teachers will be appointed, seed money will be given. The day you have joined the service, you will be given the seed money, and you can have all infrastructure available for continuing your research. So all these provisions are there, and you must be aware of the NRF. National Research Foundation is going to be established. So in 2023, that National Research Foundation bill has been passed, but it is working. The function of that National Research Foundation is to give the money, is to give the fund to create a research culture or to make a research, fruitful research, not only in sciences, but social sciences, humanities, arts, music, everywhere. And when we talk of the interdisciplinary, means there is no any kind of compartmentalization. So if we make the education, or what we call it, knowledge compartmentalized, the very purpose and the idea of knowledge is going to be defeated, to which we all are facing this kind of challenge. So when we are going to make our education system or our education interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, so we are going to reap the benefits of education or interdisciplinarity of education. So this national education policy has tremendous potential. So how we are going to use all these things is very, very important. So here I would like to just tell you that already I have highlighted these challenges. So now I should stop here, and I will be very happy to take up the question, or thereafter we will have the break for 10 minutes. I'm sure that there will be provision of 10 or 15 minutes break. And then we will take up the positive means initiative, what kind of initiatives government of India has taken, or stakeholder, the policy makers have taken in this direction. As I highlighted that in order to break the bottleneck or impediments. I think already many research institutions are agencies are existing. You must be aware of the functioning and the mandate of the Indian Council of Social Science Research, Indian Council of Philosophical Research, Indian Council of Historical Research, and India and the Department of Science and Technology, uh, Department of Biotechnology. So all these bodies, all these institutions give the fund to the respective or the potential candidates or those who are aspiring to undertake this. But these are not good enough. These are not adequate enough. So now it is not going to replace, rather it is going to work. Means NRF, National Research Foundation, is going to play a overarching role in the area of research, and we all can get enough or adequate funds in order to continue our research. So like this, many more initiatives have been taken by Government of India. I'm just highlighting one or two, and thereafter, I think, what time should we have the break? Is there any kind of provision for break? Hello, 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 hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible,
Hello,
sir.
sir.
Okay, okay. I thought that
Yes.
we have got disconnected. I was worried that we have got disconnected. So can we continue or can we take up some of the questions and then we will go to the other, what are the possibilities, what are the potential, what are the opportunities available in order to meet all these challenges to which we already have discussed. Yes, please. Hello. Yes, please. I wish to involve you. I wish to get you involved over it. So what I am just asking you that we have discussed. I have tried to discuss or I have highlighted some of the important points which are the impediments in the way of the growth of the university or the institution, or quality of education and teaching are being hampered. So what I would like to put it before you that you kindly ask some questions or the queries and the comments. Then we will move on to the initiative or the potential or the opportunities available for research and development. Yes, please. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, please. Uh, I sometimes that in my HRDC there was a complaint that teacher has not given the time to ask the question. So I have, because for the last I have spent my 2.5 years of life, professional life in the HRDC or Academic Staff College and MMTTC. So I am a little bit worried that I should give you also time to raise the question about the challenges, about the problems, about the practical issues or nitty gritty. So I will be very happy to answer your question. Thereafter, we will move on to the possibilities and opportunities of education, of research available to our own country. Yes, please.
Sir, how we can ensure the authenticity of research-based curriculum in our syllabus?
Very good question. I think yes, this is what I was interested, and to which basically I think this is let me explain it to you that as I gave you example, I'm just citing you over here. I think when I saw this number of the participants, what is the number total number of the participants? Unless until we do something in this direction, what is called that a matter of academic integrity, how we are going to cultivate, how we are going to encourage, so that we as a teacher could become really interested, and we all start thinking that this is our responsibility. There's no any kind of the meaning of integrity. I think nobody is going to force you. Nobody is going to watch you. Rather, that comes from your within. That comes from your within. And then I think if we become passionate enough, then we can ensure our students. See, that starts from the class. How you are going to cultivate the culture over there, a student could feel encouraged. When they feel encouraged, I think we can ensure the quality. See what happens. I'm giving you one example. Now, for submission of the PhD, one research paper is required. One or two research paper is required. So what happens actually? Students go to Daryaganj. Here I'm talking of Delhi. So many bogus research journals are there. They give the money of 2050 or 3000 rupees, and they get it published their article just to submit so this kind of culture should be discouraged. And who will do this? And this is not only done by the students, but you know that how serious we are, how skillful we are in order to supervise the students, how research methodology we are comfortable, to what extent we are competent enough in order to guide. Again, there is a question mark. Let me talk to you very frankly and very friendly. I think there's a need to evolve a culture of what we call it research, a culture of integrity, and then it can be we think that no, this is our responsibility to innovate something new. Then I think it could be. Otherwise, nothing is available in this world that you can be ensured. See, I all the time I give the example that this is the only profession in this world that over there no any kind of work is being done, in the sense that your teacher, your principal, your registrar can only ensure you that you need to go to the class. If your class starts at 9, you need to go over there at 9. That can be only ensured. But how best you teach, how best you have taught, what you have done in the class, that cannot be ensured. So here the idea of integrity steps in. So here, if we are able to create this kind of culture, I'm sure that your question or this kind of thing can be ensured. So this is my. Otherwise, you know that there's always chance to go or taking the alternative kind of ways. So in order to avoid this, see, again I am telling you one more example that this is the only profession which is considered to be, and which is the best. See, in this profession, I think everything is there. Naam is the shuhrat, what we call it. Name, fame, everything is there. If I have written a very good paper and it has been published in a very reputed journal. So how I am going to get the name and fame, you all know that, and how I am going to contribute to the institution to which I belong. So how in a general sense society is going to be benefited. So everything, but first I am going to be benefited. And all know, so the whole idea is that how we have opted this profession, which is place at the top. So this is very very important, that how we are going to motivate. And you know that the very idea and the very philosophy of this center, when it got established in 80s, mid 80s, means 86 or 87, the idea was that not to impress upon, but to inspire you to join this profession, so that this profession could be made better off. Yes, please. Next one. हमसे पूछें आप लोग क्वेश्चन प्लीज, and then we will move on to the second part of my deliberation. I thought that I should get you involved, made you involved. Professor Priya, are you here, Professor Priya? And one more request, one more request. I'm thinking that this is very much possible that you can unmute your video, please. Audio is not necessary, but video you can on. I think this is very much possible. So I am earnestly requesting you to just, at least I can see your face, your photo. Otherwise, it also becomes very monotonous for me. So here,
Hello, sir.
at least in yes, yes, very good.
Hello,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank
Yes,
you so
sir.
much.
Am I audible, sir?
I am hearing you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, what is the role of National Board of Accreditation, NBA or NAC, in this NEP?
I think they all are going to be remodeled. I don't know how they are going to work, but I think again there is a question mark that they all would be there, but not in this form. Not in this form. They all are going. Their role is going to be changed. See the case. Even it is not clear that NRF, when NRF will start working, so what will be the fate of this ICSR, DST, and many more boards are there? We don't know. So these all are the silence. When it will start, means NRF will start functioning, definitely it will become the part of that one. All their functions will be ceased. So I think National Accreditation Council, NRF, as of now are going to work, and they will work. But what will be the scenario thereafter when the full national, I think nothing has been said that it will be stopped. But you know that accreditation, evaluation, all these agencies are going to work. Of course, a little bit some modification would be there, but there. And do you know the functioning of this NIRF and the NRF is to identify. So whatever I was discussing, it was the outcome of the NIRF. Means the function of the NIRF and NEC is to identify the shortcomings, either quality wise or the quantity wise or infrastructure wise. And once the shortcomings have been identified, the function of the government is to give the rightful kind of remedial measures, so that these universities, these educational institutions could be enhanced in a better way, not to penalize per se, but rather to give the incentive, positive incentive for this body. So the function of NAC and NRF is going to play, but I am sure that when this national education policy will be fully implemented and result will start coming out, I am sure that the function of this body will be remodeled or rectified to the extent possible or to the requirement of the time, you know.
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, and here I would like to bring to your kind notice that you must be wondering why this NEP sensitization, orientation and sensitization. The whole idea behind this program is to make us aware about these different dimensions, different features of this national education policy so that we will be able to play our positive and significant role in order to facilitate in the implementation of this national education policy. And you all know that 5 6 points, just I am highlighting that we need to make the educational institution multidisciplinary, means we need to make our class, unless until there's a barrier on the part of the mind, you all know that. So here it becomes very important that how we are going to create the culture and who will create. Basically the role of the teachers have been always very prominent, very important. See, now the graduation, how graduation is going to be done, means undergraduate. So for completing one year, a student will be able to live thereafter, and he or she will get a certificate after completion of 2 years, diploma after 3 years, degree, and if 4 years with research. And then in that case, the time of post PG will be reduced to 1 year. So the whole scenario has been restructured in such a way, and it is made diamond, what we call it, job oriented and a better one. ABC you must have heard, academic bank of credit. So ABC is after completing completion of 1 year, one candidate can go anywhere. So lot of nitty gritty is there, and these all are the guidelines. See, one more thing is also important, that whatever it is said in the national education policy is at the idea level. So how it can be brought at the practical level, again the role of the teacher is very important, because we all are handling the situation at the practical level. So at the ideational level it is fine, but at the practical level we need to play our role. That's why you all have been brought together in order to discuss these 8 themes, to which already initially I highlighted. That means diversity and inclusive inclusive classroom situation, it is said. So diversity is a very serious issue, and it is rather the impact of the classroom. So we as a teacher, how we are going to tackle this issue is, of course we all are tackling, but how effectively, how better we all are going to tackle in future is again very important. So we will discuss this the research, innovations, problems, challenges. Now are the opportunities. What are the opportunities available? We will discuss in greater details. Not only the challenge. Challenges are there. Without challenges, I think life is lifeless. So challenges are how we can overcome the challenges and do the best, as many students, as many teachers are doing. So we need to do it. So can we have, is there any scope for break, or you have not got tired? Otherwise we'll continue. Are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
can we have break for is there any scope or any provision of break? Today
Sir, actually, I have a question. Can I?
huh? Why not? Why not? I think I'm requesting you, rather I'm encouraging you, requesting you to put some questions so that we could
Sir,
otherwise I will keep on speaking for 3 4 hours, no problem for me.
sir, you
Yes.
talked about multi-entry, multi-exit model, justly,
Mm,
and there was the thing like after first year we can issue certificate, and after second year he may get diploma.
mm,
After third year there will be graduation, and then after fourth year there will be degree.
mm.
So, sir, I want to know who is
Degree
going
with
to.
research
Yeah,
means degree with research means
yeah.
7 years.
Obviously, if he's going for degree with research, otherwise the minors are there and other things are there.
Yeah, yeah.
But the question is like, sir, certificate, if suppose a candidate is asking me that let's issue after first year certificate. So
Mhm.
who is the certifying authority? Is it the institute or university?
I think institute to which the candidate is there. I think even at the university level, there's a lot of affiliation. The very affiliation which is still going on is going to be disassociated. Every college has its own autonomous. But in the
Yeah,
long term, let me tell
that I
in
agree.
the long term, in the
Yeah,
long
sir,
term.
I'm working in an institute which is autonomous but affiliated to some university.
Mm-hmm.
So if a candidate, say, passing 2 semesters of engineering, and they are asking us that we want to exit now and give the certificate.
Mm-hmm.
So what will be the appropriate nomenclature? Question number one. And question number two, who is the certifying authority? Whether it's university or we people.
These all are the need. Let me tell you, as I initial stage, I told you this is the roadmap. This education policy, national education policy is a roadmap. Everything is not decided, These all are the nitty gritty. When the question comes, at that time it will be decided. See the case of many things. So now it is, in infantile stage, but you know that this is, as I told you, that at the ideational level, everything seems to be very good. It is seems to be very fascinating. But when it comes at the practical level, there will be problem. There will be issues. Let me tell you one thing. Whatever the system we were having was not good. That has failed. So we don't have any alternative. We came with some new ideas, and these ideas will have its own repercussion, will have own ramification.
काय करताय तो?
But we know we need to go by that. Yes.
Sir,
Hello.
another thing in this concern only,
Uh,
it's like we already have diploma setups, right?
mm,
Which is recognized by MSBT.
mm,
So those are technical diplomas which are issued, say, after 2 years course or 3 years
mm,
course.
mm,
And now suddenly NEP says that in engineering, if you already served for 2 years, you
mm,
clear 4 semesters, then diploma can be issued to those candidates.
mm, mm.
So will that diploma will be equivalent to the polytechnic diploma colleges degree, or is there some difference? Like whatever the employment those people get from polytechnic pass out, the same employment these people will be eligible or not?
Mm, mm,
And is eligible, then why somebody will do the polytechnic 3 years diploma instead,
mm.
exploring 2 years in engineering? So I
I
mean,
think the best response to your question is that we are experimenting all these things. If the situation, if the problem comes up, definitely at that moment, all the agencies are there, all the bodies are there. Hello.
हा
I think Mr. Parag, can you please mute?
त्याच्यात तर केले ना चेंजेस
Hello.
त्यांच्याही
sir.
फाईल मध्ये केले ना
त्यांच्या लोकल फाईल मध्ये केले का?
हो काल
I am
केले त्यांनी ते.
requesting the colleagues and the friends that kindly mute your mic, please.
वेबसाईटवर
Kindly, I
टाकण्यासाठी
think there's a disturbance.
ती फाईलचा बेस घ्यावा लागतो ERP
चा बेस
हा कुठला तरी बेस घ्यावा लागेल ना
जे आहे ते
आपल्याला. तर कोण अपलोड करते त्याच्याशी एकदा बोलून घ्या आणि उद्या तेवढा एक चेंज करून टाका. ते चेंज झालं की आपलं हे काम संपून जाते.
कोण चेंज करते?
वेबसाईटवर कोण चेंज करते? ERP तर करून घेतलं मी.
ठीक आहे पाकिस्तान इन्स्टिट्यूट हे पण
हा
Are you not hearing me? Are you not hearing me?
PDF अपडेटेड रेडी आहे.
Whose
तुम्ही
mic
उद्या
is on?
सरांना एकदा बोलून घ्या
बरं चालेल बोलून घेतो.
आणि
सरांनी बोलून घेतो मी उद्या.
आणि
No,
वेब
no,
पेज
Shirish sir, please
talking.
mute
Somebody is
yourself.
talking.
डायरेक्ट अपलोड केलं चालतं का वेबसाईटवर?
माहित नाही ना प्रोसेस काय ते माहित
Nobody is here.
नाही.
Nobody. No
विचारून घ्या ते
coordinator
फॉलो
is there. Coordinator less.
करून घेतो उद्या.
हो
Shirish sir, please mute yourself. Yes sir, now fine sir.
Yes, sir. I was listening your answer.
Okay. I think there's a disturbance. That some people are very insensitive. So this is very bad. I think if somebody is not interested, no problem. He or she can leave it out. No issue at all. But they should not create any kind of problem for others. So anyway, I think whatever you are asking, these all questions are very very pertinent, and even nobody has the ready-made answer at this juncture. So what basically government and the policy makers are open to all the suggestions, all the practical issues which comes. So if you address, I think the answer will come. But the whole at the idea level, at the additional level, the policy it has been accepted and it is going to be. And whenever you make any policy or anything, at the practical level, many issues come up. Many issues come up, but it will be certainly going to address if you address this issue. Because when we RPIT program was initiated, let me tell you, a lot of issues were there. 75 centers were identified. Annual refresher course in teaching a lot of issues, but it was resolved. Now it is, and let me tell you, even in this program, when 45 academic staff college were established, at that time, many issues came up. But ultimately, now it has got stabilized. So is the case with this one. So I think many problems will come up, many issues will be there, but these issues will be addressed very urgently by the concerned person. I think the college or the institute to which you belong, if you write it to the apt body or that concerned body, I think this you will get the answer. See the case as I told you that all these research bodies are there. Now the new National Research Foundation is going to come up, and the bill has already been passed in 2023 June or July. So it is in the so what will happen to the fate of all these research bodies like ICSR, Indian Council of Philosophy, and many more are there. So nothing has been said like that. So it is they are still working. So if there is any kind of conflict of interest or something is going to contradict, definitely it will be see the case. I think if you see the spirit of this, if you are also, your education system is going to be dynamic or it is going to be flexible. So if take the example of myself, if I have got the admission in the first degree, after completing one degree I am not able to pursue my course any further, so thereafter I can drop myself. There will be no any kind. Previously, it was a situation like that. If I drop myself, I was not able to get any kind of degree, certificate, nothing. So my 1 year was wasted. But in this case, my year is not going to be wasted. So see the spirit, see the genuinity and honesty of this project. But at the implementation level, problem will remain there. But that problem will be resolved sooner.
Sir,
Yes.
uh, I want to ask one question, sir.
Hmm.
In case any college has only diploma course, or any college or only having a graduation course or PG course, but they don't have a course of graduation or
Hmm.
post graduation. So
Hmm.
how this chain can be complete in that institute?
No, they can go anywhere. A student can go anywhere. I think if you have only for 1 year, I think your credit will be submitted or deposited. Thereafter, you are not bound to go to or complete your degree or certificate, diploma from only one institute. It's not like this. So any
Okay.
institute you can go and you cannot. That is the viability. That is the flexibility of the system. That is the dynamism of the system.
And
And
in case if the institute have only PG course, and now
Hmm.
in this new structure, the PG course will be of 1 year only with research, right, sir?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
So there will be a harm for a PG department and institutes.
See,
अच्छा
what actually was
आले
happening,
तिकडून
MPhil was
नाही pagaर
going,
होऊन जाईल नाही
now
महत्वाचं
all of
कसं
a
आहे
sudden
आपल्याला एक
it is
पगार करून
disbanded.
घ्यायचा आहे.
So there will be some
म्हणजे
problem. This kind of problem will be there, but viability is. So see, we have made the system more viable, more flexible, more dynamic. So nothing
43 लाख
is
आहे आपल्या
free from deficit, or
Yes, sir. Yes,
everything
sir.
has a merit along with demerit as well. ऐसा कोई दुनिया में सिस्टम नहीं हो
अरे
सकता
आमचे
जिसमें
4 महिने
सिर्फ
झाले ना
मेरिट ही हो,
4 महिने
सिर्फ
Yes,
एडवांटेज
sir.
है, उसके साथ साथ डिसएडवांटेज तो होना लाजमी है.
हे
Sure,
चालूच
sir.
ठेवा
So we can
चला
uh, can we have the break for 5 minutes?
Yes, sir.
Let us have the
Yes,
break for 5 10 minutes,
yes, sir.
and then we will move on to the second part of my deliberation. ठीक
Okay,
है?
okay, sir. Thank you.
So
Okay,
so far we have discussed only the gloomy picture. Now we will see the lighter part of or the brighter part of our lecture, of our discussion.
Okay,
Okay,
sir. Okay, sir.
just wait for some time.
Thank you, sir. Okay, sir.
गेली किती वाजता?
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir, you're audible, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir,
Yes,
you
sir.
are.
You are audible.
Audible
Yes,
and
you are
visible
audible.
both?
Yes,
Audible
sir,
and
both.
visible.
Yes, sir, both.
Yes, yes.
So I am just showing new initiatives. What kind of initiatives have been?
Sir, just make it in PowerPoint mode, sir. Just.
Okay.
Maximize it.
Yeah, sir. Now
It's
it is
fine.
visible. Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, okay.
So let me now, our system, our educational system is having so many challenges. So in order to eradicate, in order to meet all these challenges, government has taken many initiatives. Policy, of course, national education policy now has come. Other than this one, as some of my friend was asking about all these NIRF and NEC, basically these all bodies were created in order to identify the shortcomings or the limitations or the challenges to which we discuss in greater details. And you must be wondering that why I have discussed all these challenges. Uh, Taking the importance and significance of the teachers, basically, teachers are expected and teachers need to play a very proactive role. So taking that thing into account, because we don't only teach, we don't only make research, we also become the part of many policy making bodies or committee commissions. So whatever the committee and commissions has been created so far, we used to become the part or the member of that committee. So our knowledge or our experiences matter, do matter a lot. So let us now discuss this Ministry of Humorism, which is now called Ministry of Education. I started one program for at the turn of the century in 2000, that was called Sab Shiksha Abhiyan for primary education, and then followed secondary education. In 2013, Rashtriya Uchitar Shiksha Abhiyan, or the National Higher Education Mission, to strategically fund higher education institutes in the country. Basically, it was created. And you all know that our educational system is basically bifurcated into two categories. Means it is the subject of, it is the state subject as well as the center subject. And you know the revenue which is collected, which comes goes to the hands of the central government, because central government has more power, has more revenue rather than the state. So, but the state, if you see the total 1100 university, public at least 1000 or 900 public university, maximum university or the number of the university fall into the category or in the hands of the state. So only 52, I guess, are the central university. Otherwise, rest of the universities are the state funded or state universities. So what I would like to tell you, the state universities basically suffered a lot due to the crisis of the funds or the shortage of funds. So taking amelioration, taking the improvement in the status or in the funds of higher education in the state, government of India launched this policy, Rashtriya Uchitar Shiksha Abhiyan, or the National Higher Education Mission, in order to make them strong in terms of the funds. But to what extent it has been done, or these state universities achieved the success, again it's a point of debate and discussion. It's a point of research also. In 2015, National Institutional Ranking Framework was launched to rank university and institute, means higher education institute, in various parameters, including research. Here, when we talk of the research, even for NIRF or NAC, we all know pretty well that what is basically happening, that almost 30 to 35% weightage is given for research. Hence, your university, your college used to ask you, and they are going to rather doing mandatory for every faculty to contribute research papers or books. Research activities is going to be enhanced in order to get a good ranking. If your university, my university, someone university is getting good rank, I think there will be positive incentive for that. So I think this initiative is, as we discussed a lot about poor infrastructure, shortage of faculty, and then people low percentage of intake in higher education, and then low research, and then funding is also problem. And here I would like to bring to your notice that we will discuss further. This NIRF is going to strengthen the culture or the basically funding pattern of the research. I think we all are going to, let us hope and let us be very positive that we all are going to get funds, enormous funds, enough funds, in order to continue, in order to do our research in a better way. So let us now, and here before that, I would like to discuss one, two or three points that we also know that government has promised that 20 universities or institutes are going to make it at the global level, at the world level, or world class universities. So this was the promise. To what extent it has been filled, it has been fulfilled. I think again there's a point of debate and discussion, and there's a point of research. We need to make research in this area so that we could understand a better way these kind of issues. Here again, I would like to bring two very important points. In 2018, Government of India has launched two very novel or very unique program. One was called ARPIT. So at that time, lot of things were there. What do you mean by it? Is the acronym of Annual Refresher Program in Teaching. It was called ARPIT. So what was the mandate and what was the provision of that one? It was said that in order to promote in 2018, I think it was said that let us promote this online kind of pedagogy, online kind of mode of teaching. It will be cost effective, it will be widely spread out, it will be comfortable to everybody. So 75 centers means better centers or educational institutions were identified, and they were given the responsibility to undertake the online ARPIT program. ARPIT. Jamia is one of them. So we basically got the ARPIT program in gender studies, and it continued for all these 75 centers were. And what was the provision and the scope of that center was that we as a teacher, we as a faculty had the chance and the opportunity to register ourselves, and that course was for I guess 2 or 3 months. And whenever the beauty of that program was that whenever you get the chance, not like live online, but it was recorded. But you need to enhance, if you are interested to enhance your knowledge in a particular area, especially in the interdisciplinary area like gender studies, human rights, political science, international relations, physics, chemistry, nanotechnology, disaster management, whatever. I think 75 courses were there, and it was free for all. There was no any kind of charge. uh, uh, and the total amount is spent for one program, for preparing one program, was 20 to 25 lakhs. So it was put on the SWAM platform, and teachers like you were asked to join that program and continue till 3 months. And anytime, I think the whole idea was to complete, to undergo, and you were also supposed to go for some sort of examination test. But the beauty of that program is that whenever you feel like that you need to get registered, you got registered, and whenever you get the time, you study. So 14 modules were prepared, and that is still available, and 3 times, 3 years continued. But this course was derailed due to this pandemic. When pandemic struck the entire world, so that program also got upset. And I don't know whether it is going to resume or it is going to be started again. I don't know. I have really, but the material or the course which is already available on the internet, on the SWAM platform, you can take benefit of that program. So course was consisting of 40 modules, and it was beautiful module in the sense that it was prepared by 40 experts or the gender specialists. So, like that, those who are interested to undertake or understand like disaster management, environmental changes, I think this is very much possible. And these all courses are available. So, this was launched in order to bring a transformation, in order to improve the quality of the teaching. Especially with that, I think a teacher could be made a little bit more aware of the latest situation of a particular subject and all these subjects. So if you are doing one course, next year you can do the other one. The second important program was launched by the Ministry of Education at that time, which was called the Ministry of Human Resource Development Center. I am sure that you all are listening to me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Because I'm
Yes,
just
sir.
I'm not watching you. I'm watching only my PPT here. That's why I'm asking. So let us move on to the other point to which I need to discuss with you is called LEAP, Leadership for Academician Program. Let me tell you the history and the novelty of this program was that it was again launched in 2018. 15 top level, national level institutions were identified. 15 ranking done by NIRF. So top 15 institutes or the universities or the institutions were taken, and they were given the responsibility to organize the training program for senior administrator and academics in our own country. And the structure of that program was that program would continue for 3 weeks. It was called leave program for 3 weeks for senior academicians. Okay, and 2 years, two weeks were organized in India, and for 1 week or around about 10 days, these participants, these senior academicians would be taken to the any institutions in the world, top ranking 100 institutions, you opt to any institution. So what we did it in Jamia, we took these participants to University of Virginia because the rank of University of Virginia was 60 or 50 like that. So what I would like to tell you, what I submit before you, that this was done in order to train the high level academics so that they would be made capable enough to hold the senior positions like university vice chancellor or institute's director, because it was recognized, it was felt that our academic institutions, to which they are big in number, they are not run, they are not held by good persons or the good academic or the good administrator. Hence our institutions are not doing the best. So realizing the worriness of this, government of India launched this program, and again it continued for 2 3 years, but again this program was also derailed or was offset by this pandemic. So we were not able to take the second time. One time we take, but second time when we began, I think all of a sudden, in the meanwhile, program got disrupted due to this pandemic, onset of the pandemic. So what I would like to tell you that there's an effort on the part of government, there's an effort on the part of policymakers as how to ameliorate, how to improve the condition of our own country, that our country could do well. As you all know that 20 institutes were chosen in order to become or in order to make a world-class university. So these all things were there, despite all limitations, despite all this. So here I would like to discuss again, already I have discussed what is the need of the in NRF, means National Research Foundation, which is very much the part of this national education policy. Why? Why we should discuss why there would be why government of India or the cabinet has already approved the existence or the creation of this National Research Foundation. Can you know? Do you know? We all know whatever the lacuna, whatever the problems, as you remember that we are only investing or we are only spending 0.6% on research, very minuscule amount. So what NIRF is going to do is to enhance, to grow, to I think 12,000 crores have already been have been earmarked for research investment, and this is going to start very soon. So we all should. So the declining or negligible investment in the research and development, hence it is going to improve, it is going to drastically change this in this situation, because lot money has already been earmarked. So low research output and impact. So we all know that in our own university, and every university has created IQAC, or every college, you must be knowing the function of the IQAC. So the function of the IQAC is to improve quality research by sending us to different, for training, for presenting our paper in a national or international seminar, and many more activities, so that we get motivation from there, and we will be able to make the research meaningful, means insightful research, meaningful research, not replication, not duplication, rather. So it is very the function and the ideas and the philosophy of the NRF is to enhance funding for research, and how to have more impact, how to have more research output and more impact has become the buzz of this function and the strategy of the NRF. Limited research opportunities, so it is going to provide rather more opportunities, more avenues. It is going to open more avenues for research. And these all are the ideas. These all are the uh, objectives and the purpose of NRF. And again, my hunch is that, again, my argument, and again, my point of debate and discussion to all of you is that, again, it NRF needs more discussion, more research, how it can be made more viable, taking the cue, taking the best practices from around the world, from our neighbor, from around the world, and make this NRF a robust one, so that we can play our very meaningful role in this direction. And here again, fragmentation of research. You must be understanding. Whatever we are doing, it is, see, again, I'm still wondering. My research work, my scholars hardly know what the research are going on in the area to which he or she has opted. So there should be some sort of collaboration or integration, so that we could not be repetitive, rather we can become rather more unique in its own way and contribute meaningfully and relevantly also. So fragmentation of research is one of the very, very limited or very important lacuna in our own research culture. Low private sector involvement. Lower private sector involvement means, you all know that if we invest more money and spend more money, I think you all understand that now we all are talking of the PPP model, private public partnership, and we all know the limitation of the private university. Private university, or the function of the private university, is to make money. You all know that, I know that, you know that, under the garb of whatever you have written. But see the case of MIT University, I know that, and I know my own university. If you are doing graduation from there, I think more than lakhs rupees per annum. Here, hardly 12 to 15,000 are good enough. And even if you see the quality is no much. Some of the universities like Asoka and Srinagar are better off. But again, it's very expensive. I think our mass of the population is not going to afford that amount. Even the people like us are not able to send our children to that for education. So we belong to a very minuscule section of Indian society. We are extremely privileged. Even if we are not able to send or afford our expenditure of our kids and the children. So it becomes impossible and dream for the people of our masses in our own country. So it becomes very important, and the function of the NRF is to make the public involvement better. So lack of focus on social sciences and the humanities. We all know that how these social sciences, humanities, arts are neglected in our own country. So the purpose of this NRF is not only, see, like even social sciences, but DST, more than crores and more than crores funding is given in the sciences. So in sciences, better opportunities are there. But I am not saying that that should not be there. But at the same time, my argument and my hunch is that the social sciences and humanities cannot be neglected, because if we neglect, it will have very serious repercussion, or its costs are very expensive. So according to my understanding, that should not be done. So let us hope and do our best so that this NRF can play a meaningful role and what welfare role, let me tell you. And the people who are the students or the teachers who are really genuinely interested to make research should be given the chance or should be given the fund in order to continue their research. So NRF is going to come in a very big way. So let us expect, let us work, let us do our best so that the direction of the NRF would be better off. So role of the institution for research, whatever the institutions already is there, I think you all know that there's a lot change in terms of structure. Now MPhil has been discarded, MPhil has been gone, and now the duration of the masters would be only 1 year. So here it becomes very pertinent and for every teacher to give the training to the students who are working, who are doing their undergrad course. So here the role of the institutions are very important. Types of UG research experience, it is only the continuation of this thing, is that at the undergraduate level we can make our student a better one. Then we can think of this thing better one, in the sense that, see, previously what happened, even we hardly know and hardly understand what is going to happen in the research after completion of our PG, of that too of the 2 years. We start thinking of getting admission in MPhil and again invested 2 years, and thereafter we would prepare ourselves for research. But this situation is now changed. We need to train our undergrad students so they would be given the chance for writing a paper, presenting the paper, and mentoring has become the need of the hour. So how we are going to, so optimum use of resources, external collaboration is the other. Here I would like to give you one, and I would like to bring to your notice that, see how we can use this optimum whatever the resources we are having, means whatever the physical infrastructure we are having, how we are going to use for the benefit of the society. I am giving you one example. 1100 university, 45,000 colleges are there. They are different. They are different, it means in terms of infrastructure, in terms of the quality of the teacher, so every way. So how we are going to have the collaboration, how we are going to use, see, whatever the resources are available in your university or in my university and someone university, I think this all has been developed from the common sources, means revenue is generated by government of India, and that revenue is given to different university and the colleges. So the source of funding is the same, but there's a differentiation. So whatever the strength my university is having and your university, let us have the collaboration and sharing our resources for the common good, for the common Indians. So it, how we are going to make it possible, again it's a question mark, but this could be done in this globalized era. See, if I think this all undergrad research is being cultivated and this has been done, so how we can have the good collaboration or academic collaboration with the other university, not within the country, within country, we can be able to use the optimal resources. But at the same time, if something is better done in University of Cambridge, University of Oxford, or any university, or a Stanford, I think let us try to develop the collaboration so that we can use and we can provide the benefit to the students, to the coming generation, or to the faculty. I think in this globalized era it becomes not difficult, rather very, I see the case here. We all are now academically connected. How we are going to remain connected? Because we all get to know, at least through the common platform, is that Zoom has brought us together. We are learning. So if we understand our core competence, our collective interest, I think this idea could be generated. So we all have connected not only to get the certificate, not to only share the resources like research, innovations, and the development, but also now we get to know, now we have got to know, so how we are going to stay connected amongst all of you. I think many have joined, so you can identify the persons or your friends, your colleagues with this course, that who is working in your area, who is found to be comfortable for taking the academic pursuit forward. That should be taken into consideration. Promoting multidisciplinary education, as already I think it will be discussed with you, but it becomes very pertinent today. I think we should not compartmentalize, rather we should create the culture over there, because the issues are very enormous, very complex, and very gigantic. So one subject, one discipline is not going to tackle the issue unless until that issues could be seen from different angle, different glasses. I think this becomes very important and pertinent today, in order to eradicate, in order to resolve the, and this idea and this approach has already been done and followed in the West or in many countries. And here it is also said that gone are the days, or in ancient times, this situation was holistic and multidisciplinary education was the buzzword and was the system. But with the passage of time, as the time passed, situation was changed from good to bad. So now let us reverse, let us get back and try to make our discipline a multidisciplinary, so that we will be able to address the challenges. And these all are very much the part and parcel of this national education policy. I am sure that you all are getting it and you all are listening to me.
Yes, sir.
So let us now move on, and again I will give you enough time for your own questions.
Yeah, sir. We are listening. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. So integration of the basic research skills has become the need. Means how we all are going to make it, because these all are the part of this national education policy. Means we should not think for research, for anything, for any ideas in isolation. Otherwise, we will not be able to tackle the problems, prevailing problems. And since we have been left far behind, uh, we have been at the lower pedestal, in the sense that how we can take our system at the higher pedestal, we need to work. And unless until we need to approach the cafeteria approach, means here all these subjects, science, arts, humanities, should be integrated, and we should look from this angle, then we will be able to solve the problem. And then again, it's very important that inter-institute network for conference. I think conference, seminar, and all that, I think we all should give the chance to our undergrad. So when we talk of the mentor-mentee, over there, I think formal and informal, you need to become a very formal, as it has become the need of the day to how to manage the diversity in the classroom. If the size of the classroom would be lesser or the small, I think it becomes important, and we can do this. So key challenges for the teachers, of course, higher education is having a greater challenge. But as a teacher, as a faculty, what are the challenges? So balance between teaching and research at the university and the college. Whenever we discuss, आपको भी पता है, whenever we discuss about the research, often we get the get the response that, sir, I don't get the time, I need to take 3 or 4 classes, how can I spare my time? This is the issue. No doubt, I cannot deny this fact. But at the same time, it is the smartness and the skills and the competency of the teachers to balance. See, I'm just sharing with you that for the last 25 years, 24, I'm sharing my own experiences so that somebody could take it. Um, I had been the academic staff college for, but at the same time, lot of nitty gritty, lot of works were there. But I always spare time to take the class in the center to which I have shifted now. For 25 years, I was teaching, I was making research, I supervised the students, and at the same time, I did every work in the academic staff college, because this was the management, this was the administration, this was all the nitty gritty. So now things become a little bit easier. But when face to face program was going, sometimes 3 programs I organize one at a time, with a very limited faculty, with a very limited staff. But I maintained my research, I maintained my teaching, I maintained, because our competency is that. And now I am happy that I will get enough time for my research, my teaching. So 3 4 books are going on. One is going to be published by Routledge, 3 books are going to be published by Springer, 2 books are going to be submitted by other OUP. So what I would like to tell you that our core competency is research and teaching. So if you are a good researcher, I think definitely you would be a good teacher. So today's in this 21st century, our role has been changed. I will not say that it is reduced. Has been changed as a facilitator. There's a paradigm shift in the teaching. So my purpose of discussing all this is, once you are motivated, once you have the aptitude for research, for teaching, so whatever the time you are busy or how much time you are busy, you can spare the time. Thinking my That's why I share my own. I think the whole idea how passionate you are about research and the teaching. Innovation is in ways of linking research and teaching. See, again, this is connected with that. See, today, I think you must have also experienced, might be experienced in your class. If I am not going to deliver the things, in the sense that if I have research myself, if I have innovated something, if I have understood some perspective with my own research, if I am going to share the same with the students will very patiently listen to us. If we take something from the public domain like internet or some books, it might be possible the students have already studied. So in that case, they become disoriented, they become disinterested, they will not have they will not pay attention. So what we can do it, how, this is the skill, let me tell, this is the competency, this is the skill, how we are going to involve the students in our own classroom. I think this becomes, it will come from your own experience. And if you are if you are innovative, if you are motivated, then it is expected that you are going to inspire, you are going to motivate the students. So it could reciprocity can only be established if we are interested, then they can be made interested. If we are not, I think this is not possible. So delivering 21st century skills suited to individual student strengths. See here, as we discuss a lot about, we discuss, I think, teaching or pedagogy. Pedagogy is nothing but the science of teaching. So we innovate and we learn a great deal as how to involve, how to get all the students, my students, in my own debate and discussion. Again, it's not only idea, it's a skill. And this skill can be learned. by experimenting, by experiencing. So here it becomes very important in this 21st century, means today's world, that students have become very smarter. They have the access to all information and the knowledge. So here we need to understand the tempo and the psychology of the students, and this is all related to research, this is all related to teaching. So here it becomes very important to uh, to understand the psychology of the students. So once we understand the psychology, I think we can do the best and we will deliver the best. Collaboration between higher education institutions and industry. See, even if you see this national education policy, lot emphasis has been given how your educational institution is going to have the collaboration with the industry. And do you know what is said in this Kothari Commission long back in 64? That idea is still persisting, that it is said, and there's a statement, very bold statement made by the Kothari, Dr. Kothari, in his report, that quality of education or the higher education is going down day by day, and um, we are producing only unemployable youths. So it is said a lot. If you explain it, it means whatever we are teaching has become outdated, obsolete. So when we teach obsolete kind of ideas, knowledge to the students, they are not going to be valued, they are not going to be employed, they will become definitely unemployed. So unless until we have the collaboration linkage between the educational institutions and the industry or the employer or the government, I think this problem is not going to be solved. Outreach, dissemination of achievement, and protection of the rights, I think these are the key challenges. Of course many more challenges were there, but according to my understanding, these five challenges need to be understood by the teacher, need to be understood by everyone, and then we can be able to resolve the issue to the extent possible. So let us now move on to, there would be synergy between teaching and research. And of course, we cannot make, see, here it is said that every institution is going to be understood by some university would be teaching incentive, some university would be research intensive, but there would be collaboration between them, both the things will go together. So my idea is that we cannot say keep separation between teaching and research, both are inseparable part. Learning, teaching, research, these all there would be synergy between all, then we can do something like that. In doing research, students gain and develop essential skills for gathering, synthesizing, and creating knowledge. Teachers and research staff get far sighted into research convention habits and also learn how to teaching skills. See, sometimes हम तो researcher हैं, हम I think if you have some idea, if you are able to communicate, then new ideas, new innovation can be communicated. And if you don't have the content, only by articulation, the purpose is not going to solve in the long run. It is necessary to bring together specialized research for many institutions, harness skills necessary to enhance the employability of students both within and outside of academia. So this is again very important. Let us now proceed further. Academic staff means faculty in their teaching role. What kind of competencies are required by the teachers? Just have a look on it. Means there should be teaching technology awareness and understanding of different ways in which students learn. We need to develop the experience and skills, and we need to understand in what circumstances and how I am going, what way, what methodology I am going to follow, then students will be able to learn maximum. Because in the class we all know that there would be the group of students who are called as fast learner, And there would be a student, some would be a slow learner, and then average. So here it's a big challenge for the teacher, for all of us, to understand and to bring at the equal pitch, so that even the slow learner students cannot be uh, in the disadvantaged position. So we need to and it is the skills of the teachers and the smartness of the teachers to take this kind of, and there should be knowledge skills relating to the knowledge, and the skills are important, and there should be commitment to a scholarship in the discipline, maintaining professional standards and the knowledge of current development. Again, it becomes very very important that how we are committed. So for many times I have repeated that there should be the integrity and the persons of integrity, and integrity plays a very prominent role, especially in academia and research. I think otherwise nothing is good. In administration this is possible that in concrete way, but here many things are intangible. How best you are teaching, you cannot see. Only by asking, by feedback, we can get to know. But in administration, if the files are not moving, it means it is the ineffectiveness on the part of the administrator. But here, how best, how articulate, how innovative you are, I think this is all intangible. So we cannot see. So here it all depends on our honesty and integrity. So there should be commitment to a scholarship in any discipline to which we are teaching, and maintaining professional standards, and the current knowledge is again very important. So all the times we say that we should have the knowledge and we should update our knowledge. So here it is said that learning is inseparable. Unless until you are a learner, you cannot be a good teacher. For becoming a good teacher, you need to develop the habit of learning every day, all the times. Then it is expected that you would be a good teacher. So this is the precondition. And awareness of all ICT is again important. Academic staff means faculty in their research role. What we are basically expecting, these skills are required by the researcher. Proposal writing. Sometimes, if you are able, we are able to write a good research proposal. And again, it needs experience. Again, it needs skills. Again, it needs by doing the things repetitively. Then you can do it. And you need to be very careful while reading out the objectives, and of course tools and techniques and skills are important. So one at a time you cannot do it. So by doing the things consistently, repetitively, I think we can develop our skills in this area. So in a way we can write a good research. Networking and fundraising for the projects is another important points. Managing PhD students and the researcher, project management relating to international partnership. So all these things become very important for all of us, for all of you, in order to develop innovation and qualitative research by exercising. See, if I am not giving time, if I am not skillful to supervise, even then I am supervising. So there will be bogus kind of project thesis or PhD thesis would be submitted. So if I am skillful, if I know the skills, if I am learning, so I can learn. What was yesterday has become obsolete today. So I need to. So here, learning, de-learning, relearning is the process to which we need to undertake. We need to go under that. Then we can think of better researcher. And unless until we can become a better researcher, we cannot do anything for the society, for the students, for anyone. So we have come in this profession as a teacher, as a faculty, as academicians. So we are fortunate. We should think that we are fortunate enough to come in this area. So now I think I should not take much of your time. I will take only 2 3 minutes more. And again, as I promised that I will give you at least 50, 15, 20 minutes for your own questions, and then we will move on to the end of this deliberation. So networking and all this has become very important. When we go to attend any seminar, conferences, either in our own country or elsewhere, we socialize ourselves. We develop the network, academic network, and we try to use that network. So I will urge you, I will request you and ask you to just have this kind of collaboration at your university, at your college, so that we can contribute something better in the society or the progress of the society. So again, it becomes very important. So now at the end, research plays an important role in economic development of a country like India. So not only India but anywhere, research is only, I think, important one. And how it could be done, what we have, what are the impediments, what are the bottlenecks we all are facing. We all know that the number of constants, impediments. Again, in the short, you all know that our library is has a problem in the sense that all good books, all latest books are not purchased due to the shortage of funds or the curtailment of funds. Uh, and absence of well-equipped library and lack of adequate finance have to be addressed urgently. So again, when you conclude anything for research, for development, for teaching, again, money comes into the picture. There's a need of the hour for innovations and inventions as we possess a universally acknowledged brain power. The innate talent of our researchers have to be nurtured and fostered to make a mark in the global world. I think, again, I will end by saying that the Indians who have left India and they are working in Silicon Valley and many university top notch university of the world, they have proved themselves and they have shining like anything. So why? Because they are working with the better system, they are working with the good infrastructure, to which we all the Indian Nobel laureates got the Nobel when they went abroad and they walked over there. But so there is something wrong with the system that needs to be improved. Unless until we improved, I think we will not be able to make our global mark. I think this becomes very important. So here is a national education policy that should take as a roadmap, that should take as a role model, and that should be inculcated, that should be implemented, that should be used for the development progress of this great country like India. So here I will stop over here, and now it's again your turn to ask the question, and I will again be very happy to answer your questions relating to challenges, relating to problems, relating to impediments, relating to suggestions. Suggestions means possibilities. Again, here I would like to say all these agencies like ICSR, DST, Department of Biotechnology, and then Philosophical Research, Indian Council of Cultural Relations, World Affairs, all these bodies are there and they need some sort of good research proposal. If we are able to do this, I think fund is not the issue. Of course, in that sense, I think we should continue our research because that is the only panacea for ameliorating the condition of the society. And we are basically very privileged in our own society, in our own country. Let us contribute in this direction so that we can feel proud of our nation, of our country in many ways. So thank you so much indeed. This is all from my side. and I will be again very happy to answer your questions, your observations, or anything you wish to know from my side. If I know, I will be very happy to answer you.
Thank you so much, sir. And participants, now the forum is open for discussion and the questions. You can ask
Yeah.
questions to Professor Rahman, sir, please.
Yes, please.
So can I ask the question, sir?
Yeah, sir,
Yes,
please,
yes,
please.
yes, yes. Very
Sir,
much.
one of the excellent session on research, sir. Really, it's an eye-opening session today. Very thank you, sir, for delivering the excellent sessions. Sir, my question is, can you name some of the funding agency for engineering research projects, sir?
Okay. I think, yeah. Uh, See, I think this university, engineering means university. You are talking of the university engineering or something else like that?
Sir, engineering colleges, sir. UG and
Engineering
PG.
college. So that is also that comes under the aegis of the University Grants Commission.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. So even UGC is there. UGC is an umbrella research body. So lot of fund were there, but now it has been curtailed. But again, it is going to take the shape in the NRF. Again, I think wait for some time. Otherwise, many more agencies are there. Again, let me tell you that it has nothing to do with the subject per se. So if you see, even in, I think you must have heard about a spark. Suna hai? A spark, and then
Yes, sir.
stride, then impress. इसमें देखिए, I think in this, all this subject per se is how you are going to make your subject, your engineering subject. Of course, it is very relevant. I am not saying that any subject is irrelevant. All the, but you need to see the objective of that funding agencies. Accordingly, they fund. So, see, a spark fund is given to the Department of English in my university. So, and the coordinating body of that in IIT Kharagpur, the coordinator of the Spark research body. So they give fund to more than 50 or 60 lakhs, sometimes 2 crores. So in that situation, you need to see the objective of Spark, Stride, even ICSR. See, how do you see as a social scientist? I see, we don't see engineering as a separate one. What is the use of engineering? What is the use of medicine? What is the use of anything? This is all for the humanity. This is all for the progress and development of the society. If we cannot keep, so you are, or your subject is very much part of the social sciences. So social science is a very umbrella kind of things. It is, it comes even science, natural science, physics, chemistry, engineering, medicine, everything comes under the picture. And if you approach the University Grants Commission, they cannot deny you. But all it depends on the objective, because they advertise and they give the objective what kind of your project proposal would be. Even you are very much eligible to the social sciences. Let me tell you, you can check it. uh, uh, you need to see the objective, see the mandate of that. So mandate of the UGC, mandate of the DST, mandate of all these funding agencies are very broad. Let me tell you. But you need to check what kind of mandate. Mandate means a particular major project is having. You can check it, and then you can submit again. You, of course, your subject is very much relevant, but again you need to make it applicable. Applied aspect is going to be given a lot of priority. See, here, take the example of energy security of this country. Energy security. Where will you put? Which subject would you put? So, if you see in the same way, whether you belong to the civil department or mechanical engineering, so environmental engineering, textile engineering, which subject you belong, I don't know. But you need, so there's no dearth of funds. And again, mind you, I think this umbrella NRF Research Foundation is going to come. So it would be the mandate of that center would be extremely big. I think every subject, every discipline will come under that umbrella. Even the University Grants Commission, nobody can say and that you since you belong to engineering, so you cannot do this. You can do very much, and now the the purpose and the what we call the objectives and the scope of all these things is to work jointly, at least 2-3 persons. Your subject, some other subject, and the other subject, 3-4 subject within the same institutions, outside our country, even beyond our country. I think this kind of thing. So you need to search, you need to explore the possibility. There's enormous possibilities are there.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Sir, one more question in the chat box.
Acha.
How academic integrity is important in today's new education system?
Uh, it was important. It will remain important. As I am giving academic integrity, I think we all understand the very meaning of academic integrity. I'm just citing you one example. Since I am just discussing with you. Okay, it might be possible that if I am not the person of integrity, just I'm passing out time, just either here and there, and only I'm following the time. But time is not important. Important thing whether I am thinking in that whether my talk, whether my deliberation is going to be fruitful to the audience, to the my colleagues, whether they are liking it or not, whether I am contributing something meaningful or not. So my worry is that if I am worried like this, it means there is a sense of integrity. Otherwise, I am just thinking I joined at 4 and now the time is going to be 7. My idea, my time is finished. Nothing to do. Whatever it happened, whether the my colleagues have listened to me or not, hardly matters. So yeah, I think integrity is very important. Whether somebody is seeing you, somebody is seeing me, hardly matters. Whether I am discharging my responsibility honestly or not. No matter whether vice chancellor, whether your coordinator or director is seeing me or not, or watching me or not, hardly matters. What matters that whether I have come for this purpose, so that I should contribute something, not much, at least something. If I have said something meaningful to my friends, to my colleagues, then I think it will give me a lot of satisfaction to me. I think this is, according to my understanding, this is integrity. And if we all start thinking that, our system will definitely improve. I think it's sometimes we start blaming someone that government is responsible, someone is responsible. So if we start blame game starts, I think nothing is there will be no end to it. So what as an individual, as sometimes we become very pessimist. अगर हम करेंगे भी तो क्या होगा हमारे करने से क्या हो जाएगा नो आई थिंक इट इज वेरी मच वी थोड़ा थोड़ा जो कहते हैं ना उससे ही समंदर जो होता है ना तालाब से भर जाता है सो व्हाट आई मीन टू से दैट सी if I what can I do as a teacher if I am teaching honestly to my students and I am also making research because I understand this is my responsibility and I am very passionate about that. It means I am doing my great service to the nation. I am doing a great service to the global society, or as a global citizen, whatever you name it. So everybody has its and if like that, if I am doing, if I have taught the student of 40 in a very decent manner and I have said something which is very important, which is very inspiring for the students, and some of the students have got inspiration, I think a lot change is possible and change is always happen like this. So taking that spirit into the mind, I think honesty, integrity is very, very important, especially in this profession. I am giving you one example again. I think so that I could make my derivation a little bit meaningful, in the sense that, see, I'm just making the comparison between administration, that is called IS, and our teaching profession. Okay, in the social hierarchy, I think teaching comes next, three, four, five, whatever. But it has never acquired the first position as the IAS or the PCS officers or administrative officers get it in the society. Because status is determined by the society, not by one individual, but by the society, or larger chunk of the society. So why, how your profession, means teaching profession, is the most important one. I am just giving you one example, and why I am giving, so that you all could think on it. If I am not a good teacher, and I have been wrongly appointed in this profession, so I have the potential to destroy at least 30-35 years batch means 30-35 years generation. See, every year 30-40 students. So what is the quantum of my destruction for the society, you can imagine. And in the administration, if some DM or the administrator is not up to the mark, let me tell you, dishonest, if he or she has gone to a particular district, he or she has the potential of destruction of only three years. If somebody would, because there is a provision that 3 years would be there. So if he or she is transferred, somebody would come and he or she is honest enough. I think that 3 years destruction could be reconstructed and can be repaid. But in our case, means in in the academia, I think it is impossible. This is my hunch, this is my calculation, this is my hunch about that. So I think teaching means academics should be better off, and that should be given all privileges and motivation. See, I am again referring to the point that here, if I am not motivated, there's something wrong on the part of not only me, but on the part of the system as a whole. It might be possible that I am running shortage of money. It might be possible that this is not satisfactory. Some problems are there. So it is the responsibility of the society to ensure me that I should be passionate enough. I'm motivated enough. So I am just blaming the system. I say how we can make our system a better system, so that we could play our due role, prominent role, rather significant role, in order to reconstruction, or in order to take the society at the higher pedestal. Yes.
Sir, one another question is there any ID, that is RCB, Research Bank ID, similar like as ABC or the APAR ID?
So far, like academic bank of credit.
Yeah, sir. Yes.
I think it is there, exactly not name. See, I think if you have written some article, now it is mandatory on the part of the academic institution or of your, I think your vice chancellor, your principal is going to be very happy, because it is going to enhance the credibility and the grade or the ranking of your own academic institution. So I think it is very much clear that whatever you have produced, you should put on your website, university website. So in a way, it is very much it will be seen by everybody. Even anybody can see sitting around the world, because it is now available in the public domain. So in a way, it is going to be accumulative, and that is there. And I don't know for which purpose you are asking. I have failed to understand. You just repeat the question, your purpose of asking that question. Because you are a teacher, okay, and this is also related to your to your what we call it, your promotion. But you know that sometimes, and we should think that if we need 3 articles or 2 books like that for our promotion, for our next promotion, why don't we do just double of that one? There will be no problem. Even when this API, academic performance indicator, was not existing, even at that time, people used to write the book, people used to write the research paper for the journal. So here it becomes very important that like that, it is, you can consider research output as a bank, in the sense that now it is placed on the public domain in your academic institution, in your university, in your college. But lot emphasis has been given in this national education policy that you need to make research, and very soon it is going to be made mandatory. Let me tell you, I'm telling you. I'm just giving you one example. One of my scholar has been appointed in Symbiosis School of Law very recently. I think hardly 3-4 months back, he got the entry in the Symbiosis School of Law. That is in Noida. I think it is the branch of Pune Institute, Pune University. Um, that Symbiosis University, International University, is existing or located in Pune, but its branch is Noida. So what I would like to, he has got the warning. Let me tell you, warning that when he got the admission, when he got the employment, at that time, undertaking was given by him that he needs to write a paper that would be a scopus publication. He needs that. So now he has got the letter that you have promised, so you kindly submit it. Otherwise, some problem would be there. So what I would like to tell you that in the some reputed private universities, they have already begun, because that is going to enhance the rank of the university per se. So it is going to be done in the university, public funded university in our own country, or even in the college. Their principal and the vice chancellors or the authorities are going to ask you, at least you need to write 2 research papers uh, annually, or some books like that. So that day is not far off, let me tell you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, participants, is there any questions, or shall we conclude this session? If you can, any queries or the question, you can directly ask.
Yeah. If any question is there, I will be happy to answer.
Sir, I think there is no queries or question. So
Okay.
if you could permit, shall we conclude, sir?
Yeah. On my side, no problem. I spoke at great length, and I'm happy, and I'm extremely happy indeed that you all have listened to me so patiently. I don't know to what extent I have made some sense. I don't know. I'm still wondering, but I have at least tried my levels to make my points clear to all of you. So now it's your turn. Yes, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So, friends, we will end today's session with a quote of Sidney Hook that everyone who remembers his own education, he remembers his teacher, not a method and techniques.
Yeah.
Teacher is the heart of the education system.
Yes.
So, sir, on behalf of the UGC Malviya Mission Teacher Training Center, Sant Gadge Baba Amravati University, it's a great pleasure and gratitude to express my sincere thanks to Professor Anisul Rahman sir for gracing us an enlightening and thought-provoking session on the research and development. The depth of insight, knowledge, and the expertise of Professor Rahman sir brought to this platform has been truly exceptional. His ability shed light on the nuisance of our participants and the importance of the research and development in today's era, that is a societal oriented research. The, disc- the discourse we were privileged to witness the today's has been instrumental in broadening our perspective, challenging our assumption, and ignition a passion for the fostering and research and development towards our society and the nation. Sir, I once again express my heartfelt gratitude and sincere thanks for being us and enlighten us on such a huge topic. And with the permission of Professor Rahman sir, I would like to declare that this session will be over here.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so
Thank
much.
you, everybody. Thank you so much. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so participants, we will
Thank you,
stop
sir.
here and meet tomorrow with
Thank
our
you, sir.
tomorrow's schedule.